Hey y'all, it's Anime K-Man. Today I'm going to be reviewing the third episode of Endro, and I gotta say, I love how this anime just continues bringing its flair, because I like how it continues having good jokes, like when you have our main crew finally go on a practical quest, and then it ends up being a cat situation, and it was funny how it had the beginning scene building up with them mentioning the stuff like they want to do, like the food chick, she wants to go on a food-like quest. And then you have one of them wants to go on a Cartado looking quest. Yusha just wants a fucking epic quest like slaying a fucking dragon. And then Sei wants like this fucking epic quest of like fucking talking to like this horned gorilla and helping them go through like this faction and helping get rid of fucking gorilla corruption. So the first scene was pretty funny. And then I like how it builds up towards the humorous scene from when they discover a cat and everyone's expectations are subverted in the wrong ways. So that led to a humorous scene right there. And then I like how this anime continued having like well-executed humor where they kept on getting cat quests. And they're like, let's try additionals. And then when they end up with 5 more cat quests for overall 6 cat quests, it led off to some pretty nice humor at the very least, because you would think that eventually they'd have a different cat quest, but no, they have cat quests. And I like how it built itself more for more humor when they actually get a quest that doesn't involve looking for cats. And then at the beginning they're fucking disappointed, but then they're all fucking celebrating. And I like that. It's just, I like how in this episode you had jokes built off of previous scenes in the episode, showing off the writing staff. They go through care writing these jokes. So from a story standpoint, I think it did pretty well. I'd say really the only shortcomings about this episode from the story perspective was when it skipped the spider fight. And I thought they should have had that, because we haven't seen our main crew we saw the main crew in danger on the first episode, but it's been an episode. Last week was a calmer episode, and this week would have been a good time to introduce them to danger again, show them go through adversity, go through grit, become heroes, not just physically, become heroes physically, but also mentally. It'd have been nice to see him deal through adversity. And it kind of stung me when the episode kind of skipped that. They were like using all these epic spells, and then they were saying, oh man, we used our cards to beat this fucking beast. And then when the fight just happens off screen, I was like, come on animators, come on writers. Y'all should have at the very least shown us this fight to at least develop our characters a bit more in that department. So I'd say that was the only weakness from the character from a story standpoint. And that's what keeps this episode from being exceptional in my book, but it's still good. Just not great or exceptional. Now, from a story perspective, while we didn't get any major doses of character development, I did like the amount of characterization we got. Like, well, the food girl going into fits of hunger rage if she doesn't get food. And then the little sequence where it looked like she was going to cause some uber damage, but she ended up just hugging Sei and this just nibbling on her ear for like almost a whole night while the food's coming. That was an adorable and cute scene. And then when she's like, oh, what happened last night? I don't remember anything. That was also another adorable scene. I like how the animators for like a few sequences even kept Sei's ear slightly bruised up at the tip. That was kind of cute. So that was pretty nice character interactions in this episode. And then I also like the little character interactions where blue-haired chicks just talking about how she made a card specialized for having catnip to attract cats because they had all these cat quests. So that was also a sweet scene right there. And then the sequence where Sei mentions that she has glasses, but she doesn't like to use them because she'll look like a bookworm, and that's why she uses a hammer, was also another hilarious and random ass scene. So this episode had some good doses of humor. So even though there wasn't character development from a character standpoint, I think it did pretty well. There were some nice humorous scenes at the very least. And it was a nice change of pace from the first episodes, because in the first 2 episodes, it was mostly like in the school. So this was nice to see them, even though they weren't epic quests, at the very least, it's building them up a bit more so that when you do an actual quest, it will actually feel badass, hopefully. So that was another nice element about this episode. Animation standpoint was where the episode had weaknesses, because he had a few stills, and again, they didn't show this fight, they just off-screened it. So from an animation standpoint, it didn't do too well. But at the very least, the art was kept up to good quality. There wasn't any sequences where I was like, man, the art is super shit. So that's a plus. And then aside from that, The soundtrack was pretty pleasant, and the voice actors did a good job in their scenes. They were able to deliver the humorous lines pretty well. And I'd say overall this episode is above average, and I'll rate it a 6 out of 10. I thought it was a good episode. Not great or amazing. If they didn't show the spider fight, maybe this episode would have been a 7 or 8. But this episode's still good enough, and I'm definitely going to eagerly anticipate the next episodes for sure. So anyways, guys and gals, my thoughts on the episode. Comment on your thoughts on the episode below in the comment section. Rate the video, subscribe if you want to see more reviews and reactions, and I'll see you guys later today if you see some of my other reviews and reactions, or next week if you only catch the Endro reviews and reactions. All right, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Bye.